This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Welcome to the Wealth Detective Podcast. Are you ready to become your own wealth detective? To find money in new ways and experience wealth like never before? Well, come along for some wild stories that will teach you, inspire you, maybe even shock you a little bit. And let's get ready to build wealth together. All right, welcome back. So excited you're here for this week. Okay, so I have a group mentoring program that I run called the Hell Yes Method. And we meet every other Tuesday for an hour. They get a couple of training videos in between our time. And it is short, sweet, to the point with really big shifts and changes that happen quickly. Okay. So part of our calls on Tuesdays is I always leave time for question and answer because let's be honest, we all have questions, right? We all have things we want to dig deeper on, know more about, which is absolutely beautiful. And that's why I like to leave time for it. Okay, so this last week in our call, I got asked, and part of it, I love it because there are questions that I get asked and I'm like, I never would have thought to share that with you. I never would have even known that's what we were wanting to know. Okay. But I got asked a question on Tuesday and it totally took me off guard, you guys. Okay. And so I answered it partially. But I wanted to dig a little deeper into it here because I have a little bit of a better answer now. But I was basically, so it's one of my friends, we've been friends for a couple of years, and she recently joined the program. And she originally had done my pre-recorded Wealth Conscious Upgrade course. And it's a 30-day, super simple, super awesome and impactful way to seriously skyrocket your money. Now, I recorded that I couldn't remember if it was 2020 or 2021. Okay. I want to say it was in 2020 that I started recording that. Okay. So we're in 2026 right now. So basically somewhere between 5 and 6 years ago. Okay. So for her, she bought the course, she watched it, and then she joined my current program. And her question was, she's like, Jamie, the change in you is so vast and different. Like, what are you doing? And like I said, it took me a minute to figure out that was the actual question of how did I get such a big shift? Like, how has there been such a big jump in just a few years? And so that's where I'm like, okay, we're going to answer this better now. Okay. And it's a very simple answer. I practice, live, and embody what I teach. It's as simple as that. I work with mentors. I work and learn and embody all the different programs that I've done the last 5 to 6 years. I have actually put them into practice and I upgrade my own experience for my clients because I embody it. Because I actually live it. Because here's the thing, it's not hard to teach it when you live it because it's who you are naturally. And, it was really interesting for me to look back think about those videos and that time in my life. And I was like, wow, what a beautiful reminder to me that my life is literally unrecognizable. I know we talk about that sometimes of what if your life could be unrecognizable in a few years? No, literally, my life is unrecognizable. I was living in a shitty apartment in a shitty part of town. I was in abusive relationships. I was so sick. I could barely even function. I was struggling as a single mother to raise my daughter. I was feeling like I was fighting. I actually was fighting for my life every single day. And I have completely shifted that. I own a house. I do not have abusive relationships. My health is so much better. I get to travel where and when I want. I have freedom with money. I have freedom with time. I have relationships that are absolutely healthy and fulfilling. My body feels better. My mind and my spirit feels better. I make more money than I ever have. I have more businesses than I ever have. I have a house. I live in a good part of town. I like every part of my life is different, and it is simply by embodying what I teach. So if you are sitting there and you're like, well, wow, half the things she just named from 5 to 6 years ago is what I'm living. Cool. Then let's work together because I know the way. I know the path. And even though it can be intense and it has its own struggles, I guarantee that it is worth it. Because here's the one thing. So I followed this other lady online and I super love her work. Her name is Amoya Shante. And she, a year ago, kind of hit rock bottom and was just like, maybe I'm done with my business. Maybe I'm done. And so she just kind of flippantly on the internet put out there, like, I'm doing a year of Delulu. Her thing is like, Delulu is the Solulu. Okay. And again, it's a lot of what I teach too. And so I love it, but I love her little catchphrase, right? So I have watched her in the past year just have such a shift in her life, like massive, massive, massive shifts. Okay. And it's been cool because I've been part of it because I've followed her and been in some of her programs for the year. Okay. The thing that I love the most, well, here's one thing. Cause sometimes when we hear about like someone living a whole different life and having all these big shifts and all these big changes, and we're like, oh my gosh, they're so happy. Yes, they are. And I have to say, the times that I have been the absolute happiest, the absolute lit up with life the most have also been the hardest times of my life. Okay. In a different sense of like, general life struggle. Okay. But what people don't realize is that it is hard to live your most lit up hell yes life. Okay. It comes with a lot of struggle and challenge. Okay. But here's the thing. I had not heard her acknowledge that to the degree until I think it was a post or in one of the groups or something. But she said, this last year has been the best year of my life and the hardest year of my life. And I was like, thank you for acknowledging that living your best year, living your best life, your hell yes life, it is hard. And not that it has to be hard, but inherently showing up for yourself every day and showing up at a new level and redeciding and re-choosing yourself and recommitting even when people are tearing you to shreds and making you the villain and putting all their stuff onto you. It can be hard. I just want to be upfront about that. Like it can hurt. It can be painful, but it doesn't have to stop you because every time that I have so fully committed to like, no, this is going to be the best day, the best week, the best month, the best year of my life. It is. And it is also difficult. It is a struggle to do it, to keep showing up. And that is why you need support. That is why you have to have the people that can hold space for you, that can reassure you on a consistent basis and show up for you and have the capacity to show up for you. To say, no, we're going to stick with this. We're going to keep with this. It is absolutely worth it. Living your best life is so absolutely worth it. So come here. I've got you. I've got you. And we're going to do it together because that is so undervalued in our life and our world today. And I just want you to know that you are allowed to have support. You're allowed to have people that have the capacity to show up for you and to keep encouraging you to go forward with your best life. Because, oh, friends, it is so absolutely worth it. And when someone gets to look at your life 5-6 years down the road, I really genuinely hope that they say her life is unrecognizable because it was one of the biggest compliments that I have gotten, because this friend, this person in my program, she didn't know me 5 to 6 years ago. So she has no clue 90% of the things that I was going through at that time. But what she did notice was the change, was the shift. And that is what's important, because you know what? Our pasts do not define us. Our pasts do not have to be our story that we tell everybody, that have to create pity, have to create all these things. It can just be, yes, I went through that. I have healed that. It did help me become who I am, but here's who I am actually today. Here's what I can offer today. Here's what I am living proof of today. And the living proof is that life gets better. The living proof is that no matter what your situation is, no matter what hellhole shit show you are in, it gets better. And believe me when I tell you, I did not believe people when I was in the thick of it years ago. I thought they were liars. I could not see a way out. I could not see how things could actually feel better. And I can now say they do get better. They can get better and they will get better. And it requires you to show up for yourself. It requires you to find support, and it requires you to choose in every day to what your hell yes life looks like until you get there. Okay. And then when you get there, you say, well, what's next? What else do I want? How good can I let things get for me? Because I am so ready, and every struggle is worth it. Every difficulty is worth it. All the things are worth it because I feel alive. I feel present. I feel loved and supported. And my friends, that is absolutely what I want for you, because your money and your hell yes life is out there. So let's find it together. If you enjoyed this episode, there are more tips, tricks, and fun ways to bring in money in my weekly newsletter. Sign up and get all the juicy details every single Monday.
Cozy season is ahead, and you'll be spending way more time inside. Is your home ready? Don't worry. With Wayfair, you can upgrade your space without breaking the bank. Score up to 70% off during their Labor Day clearance on furniture, area rugs, mattresses, and more. Plus, surprise flash deals you can't miss. Whether it's one room or the whole house, Wayfair has pieces for every style and budget.
Shop Wayfair's Labor Day clearance now through September 7th at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.